can't log in to social media without finding out about untold horrors that have been happening for years and are explicitly going unpunished. Millions and millions and millions of documents and pages and are being released, and there is just people admitting to this, doing that, confirming all of these formerly insane conspiracy theories that if you even muttered something adjacent to a similar idea, you would get deleted from social media, blacklisted from your friend group, and fired from your workplace. It's all just true now. Not only is it true, it's mostly worse. I'm seeing emails of fucking Epstein talking about genetically modifying pigs to not have cloven hooves anymore so Jews can eat bacon. What's going on? I thought they were just fucking kids. Apparently they're doing kosher experiments on pigs. And children also. Man, it's such a crazy thing to see be mostly confirmed, but the ultimate, look, if we can take anything away from the release of the Epstein files, which by the way, almost certainly are like a sanitized version of the files, you know, as horrific as all of the stuff that we have seen and will continue to see as people explore through it, as horrific as as it is, at least we can find solace in the fact, like, we finally have confirmation that if you have enough power, money, and influence, you can do whatever you want to women and children and nothing will happen. Consequences are for poor people, and women and children don't matter. They just don't, because the laws were designed by and for powerful, influential, rich men. And women and children are not part of that group, and neither are poor people. And so none of these people matter. And if you're a poor woman, you don't matter at all. And people with power and influence can do whatever they want. And the government will come out and say, we're not going to punish anyone involved. We're not even going to investigate them. Because if you start punishing these sorts of crimes, you run the risk of having to punish the people who design, run, and created and maintained the system. And the system is built for them, not for you, and certainly not for women, and absolutely not to protect children other than the children of those rich, influential elites. That's how the system runs. Women don't matter. You could do whatever the fuck you like to them, and if you have enough money, it will be ignored and covered up by people who run the system because they are doing it too. That's the reason why if I got a gun and I robbed someone at gunpoint on the street, I would go away for 10 to 20 years. But if I had a university degree and I was grandfathered into an investment firm by my parents, you know, if I was some Nepo baby with a uni degree and a $3,000 suit, if I embezzled funds and robbed 100,000 regular people of their homes by embezzling money and by being corrupt, and then I defaulted, lost everyone's homes, everyone's super, everyone's retirement funds, everyone's nest egg, if I robbed them of that, I could retire rich with no consequences, because rules are there to control and punish poor people and to create loopholes for rich people and influential people and connected people. That's the system. Women aren't in that club. And I think this is just evidence of that. Like, we just know now that, yeah, there are a certain group of a certain type of person that can intentionally, for a sustained period of time, do untold horrors to women and children, and nothing will be done. Because to punish those people means to punish people that run the system, and the people that run the system are the ones who decides who the rules are used against, and they're not used against the people that run the system because the system is built for them and not for you or me. So there is a tendency, and there is a real pull when you see this stuff to just despair, to hate, to be filled with rage, and you must resist that. The only response that makes sense, the only correct response, is to find a way to turn away from this and orient yourself towards good. It's the only thing that can be done. Okay? Yes, obviously, we do need to be outraged, and we do need to voice that this is wrong. But there is a certain power to being like, I'm not going to let this completely ruin me. This is a long-term game. The type of world we want to live in versus the type of world they want to create, to force us in, is a long-term game. You can't fix the world in one swoop. You cannot have a revolution and enter into a utopia. It is not how it works. This is a game that has been running for 2,000 years and will continue to run for another 2,000. And the game is, the two players in the game is good and evil. And it can be defined in many ways: rich and poor, powerful and weak, connected and unconnected, God and Satan. This is the game. And the only way to advance, to make moves, and to push things in the direction of good is with your individual actions. And truly, you cannot do fucking anything about this other than say it is wrong and I demand something be done about it, but you can't do anything about it, right? But I'm trying to explain a complicated thing. I'm not saying that this doesn't matter. This matters so much. I'm saying that we can't do anything to affect this thing, but this thing can affect us massively. And that's what it's designed to do. Is obviously there was some sort of massive blackmail operation, probably for a foreign government, probably run by one of my favorite countries in the world. I would love a visa to the United States. Right? This type of thing was being used and as a way to manipulate very powerful people into doing the bidding of darker forces. Obviously, right? That's what it is. That's what it was. And with the public uncovering this blackmail operation, it loses its power because no famous person is going to willingly get ensnared by that anymore. So its only use, right, this huge evil operation, the only use that it has left, right, because the purpose of it was to manipulate those in charge into making decisions that did not benefit normal people but benefited powers. So the only use that all of this information has left, especially now that there is enough pressure that it can't be hidden anymore, or at least most of it can't be hidden, the only use that it has left is to demoralize you And that's what it's being used for. It's being used as a demoralization tool to overwhelm you. And that's the purpose of this huge influx of horrific news and this overpowering information overload. You actually cannot care about this and that and the other and your life. Right? The purpose of this stuff is to overwhelm you with so much horror that you actually get sucked into all of this stuff that you can't affect at all, that you weren't even aware of, that doesn't even really affect you outside of you knowing about it and how much that demoralizes you. And then that exhausts you. And because you get so sucked into the doom scroll, monitoring the situation, trying to find out, how can I do, oh my God, and you feel like you're doing something by downloading all of it, but the only thing you're actually doing is exhausting yourself, and now you can't look out for your neighbor. Now you don't have the energy to build community where you live. Now you don't have the drive to chase your dream and create the opposite of it. Like, what this is to completely fucking demoralize the populace so that, and to get us used to the idea of people facing no consequences at all. Because that's the state that we need to be in for them to be able to continue doing it. So I'm not saying that we shouldn't care about this. I'm saying that we need to protect ourselves from burnout, from emotional burnout, because honestly and truly, we must accept our limitations. Human beings cannot understand, care, and feel strongly about this many things for such a sustained period. It's beyond our ken. The human brain cannot hold it all. So we need to turn away from it and be like, fuck, I'm actually going to take control of my life. All of this is designed to make you feel completely out of control of your life and feel demoralized and feel like there is nothing that you can do. And part of that is, and that's why when you say, oh, you just need to not fucking care about this and look at it, that feels wrong because this feels so important. But truly ask yourself, what can you actually do outside of putting an Instagram story up or complaining about it? There's actually fucking nothing that you can do. And that's demoralizing and that's intentional. Because when you see some of the most horrific and important and terrible things happening, and it's literally shown to you, they go, look at this, and then we're not going to punish or investigate anyone at all. They've shown you that at the same time on purpose because you're horrified and objectively just you enter this state of fight or flight and horror and despair, and then they 10 times that by telling you we're not going to do anything about it. And then you're like, but something has to be, I have to do something. Oh my God, something needs to, and then you realize, fuck, nothing I can do matters. And then you accept that and you internalize that. And then the only thing you do is just monitor the horror. And you look and you read and you go, oh my God, how could this happen? Oh, another person in the fire. Oh, they've done this. Oh my God. And then you just enter this state of, oh, and you're trapped in the phone and you're not in real life. And that's how they do all this other, because while you're looking at this, all this stuff has happened and it's done. They're on to the next trick. They're on to the next game. Who knows what the fuck they're doing right now? This is old hat. They're releasing it now so that you look at that while they do this. And That's why this is a long-term game that's being played. Good versus evil is a long-term game. Evil will never be defeated. Good will never win. Not in this world. It's an eternal battle. And it's won with tiny micro steps. And it's your job and my job to make those tiny micro steps. And you see all these horrors of fucking 2 million pages of Epstein file. What the fuck do we do about this? I'll tell you what we do. You leave your house, you walk your dog, you smile at a baby. You are a nice person to women. If you are a woman, you don't play into the gender war stuff. You celebrate and uplift and encourage men because we must be allied. And this isn't to say that we don't complain about bad things. That's most of my show. But we must do good. We must think and be present in our lives, in our reality, in where we are. We must clean our own rooms. Because if everyone focuses on creating small individual moments of good, that's the only thing that creates a good world. It's we must turn away from darkness and embrace light. And that sounds so insignificant, and it is. And yet we must. Because there are more of us than them. And I truly, honestly believe that this is being released to demoralize you. There's no coincidence that this is dropping right when all of the protests in America are happening, and like that's what they do, you know, while you're focused on this horrible thing and it's gaining momentum, they go, here's something you can't do anything about. It's like, look, no one gets away with anything in this world or the next. Everyone is caught, and it might not be justice in a court of law, but there are always consequences, and no one gets away with anything, you know. Yeah, maybe fucking Bill Gates isn't going to go to prison, but you know what? No one gets away with anything, and everyone is judged when it is their time. So that's we must not be demoralized by all of this evil. We must stand and be its opposite.